I'm finally getting around to making some drawers for this cabinet. There's going to be 6 drawers, and I've already cut some material out of used wood, 6 fronts, 6 backs, and 12 sides. Next I have to cut some rabbets into the ends of the fronts for the sides to join into. I'll cut these in 2 passes on the table saw, and I've already set the fence so it's the right distance to cut away as much thickness as the sides are thick. Got the rabbets cut in the front, and I used the same method to cut rabbets in the back of the sides. And now I need to figure out how long this back piece needs to be. And with the pieces arranged like this, I can just measure it straight off. I just cut a rabbet into the bottom edge of the front side so that when I glue the bottom onto the drawer, it'll be hidden behind the front. I'll cover the fronts of the drawers with some ash veneer that I'll cut out of this firewood. I'm passing the firewood over the jointer between resaw cuts so that one side of my veneers will already be planed. I'm planning on making recessed drawer handles, so now I just need to mark the rest of my veneers for where I want to put the hole for that. I'm always lining up the drill with the divot that I punched earlier. Now I need to make straight line cuts between the holes, and I'll do that by making plunge cuts on the table saw. Now I also need to drill some holes in the drawer front so that I can actually reach through this hole. And these holes are going to be a little bit bigger and offset towards the top so that I have a ledge to grab onto. So I've got a spacer right here. Put this against here, then this. And now I'll use the same drill just to mark the center. What a mess. I'm cutting it with a jigsaw this time because it's too thick for the table saw plunge to work, and this edge won't be visible anyways. And now cutting slots in the sides for the bottoms to fit in. The bottoms were going to go flat against the bottom of the side pieces, but I changed my mind. I'm gluing the hardboard on all edges. This will help stiffen it up, and with the hardboard I don't really have to worry about shrinkage and expansion. It had been my plan that the bottom is just glued flat onto here and into a rabbet in the front, and then a strip glued on here for it to glide smoothly. But then I realized I forgot to subtract the thickness of these two pieces for the sides. So rather than cut the sides down, I just cut a groove into them and inserted the bottom into the sides while it's still in a rabbet in the front. And the other thing which I don't normally film is to chamfer all the edges just a little bit with a small hand plane, because that makes the drawer feel much nicer to the touch. These drawers are going to go into this cabinet, and to support the upper ones I'm just going to have some rails screwed into the sides, but as I go further up I actually also need some side guides so that the drawer doesn't rack and hit the back post like that. So I've added this piece here to the rails that go on here. Now I need to space all these rails in here evenly. So I made all these spacer blocks that are as high as each drawer plus a little bit of slack. And that leaves just enough room for the top drawer, so the spaces are just right. Got the drawers all installed. I made these rails a little bit too wide, so they ended up hitting part of the drawer front when I closed them. But I missed my opportunity to make these just thick enough so it would force the drawers centered when they're closed, because right now they've got a little bit of slack. And another mistake, I made these drawers as long as the cabinet, but I forgot to add the thickness of the veneer on the front, so now they're longer. So I had to make a spacer to go in front of the back panel like this.